Hello dear students, welcome to the fourth part of chapter 2 polynomials. Students, in the last part, that is in part 3, we have covered the topic division of polynomials and also we have covered remainder theorem, and on the basis of that we have solved till exercise 2.3. Now the topic for today is factorization of polynomials. So when we define factorization, what we used to say that factorization is an operation to resolve the quantity or polynomial into its factor. Means it is an operation for resolving the quantity in its factors. Okay. So we can give the definition of factorization of polynomials, that the operation of resolving polynomials in factors. Okay. So this is the definition of factorization of polynomials, that the operation of resolving polynomials in its factors. Okay. Or what we can say the factors obtained by factorization, the process of finding factors of polynomials by the method of factorization. Okay. So this is how we can define the factorization. Now there are so many methods of factorization, in which 2 or 3 are what, like splitting the middle term, that we'll learn today, and factorization by using factor theorem, that we will learn today, and one more thing is there, that how we can use the division to find out the factorization. Okay. So, and one more thing, that factor theorem. Okay, factorization by using factor theorem. So first of all we have to understand that what is factor theorem. So for that, write down the next heading, that is factor theorem. Factor theorem. Now, what is factor theorem? So, in the last class we have studied about remainder theorem. There what we have done, that if without doing the actual division, if we want to find out the remainder only, then we use remainder theorem. And the last portion of the exercise 2.3 was what? That you have to check whether the given one polynomial was there. You have to check that polynomial is the factor of other polynomial or not. So in that question I have told you, whenever you are going to find the remainder, and if the remainder comes 0, then the divisor will be the factor of polynomial. Okay. For this I have given you the example also, that if 12 is a number and 3 is the another number, you will divide this 12 by 3. So 3 4s are 12 and the remainder is coming out 0. So it means that 3 is what? 3 is factor of 12. Okay. So when we talk about in the case of polynomial, so in the last class we have studied that in the remainder theorem, that if the polynomial is px, and it is divided by another polynomial, that is x minus a. So when this px is divided by x minus a, and then what will be the remainder? The remainder will be pa. This we have studied in the last class. How the remainder came pa? When we make this divisor equal to 0, then the value of x we are getting what? A. Now in the polynomial we will put the value of x, that is a, and then you will, in that manner you will get the remainder. So what should be there in the factor theorem? In the factor theorem, we can say that if the polynomial px is divided by x minus a, and hence if you are getting the remainder pa is equal to 0, then it will be, then from here it will be defined that x minus a is factor of px. Only one line is added, that if the remainder is coming 0, it means the divisor x minus a will be the factor of px. Okay, and conversely also we can say that if x minus a is the factor of px, then surely the remainder will come 0. Means in both the manner we can define factor theorem, that if a polynomial is divided by x minus a, then and if the remainder is coming 0, then x minus a will be the factor of px. In the same manner we can say that if the remainder is coming 0, then x minus a will be surely will be the factor of px. Okay, let us write the definition of this polynomial, this factor theorem, and then we will see the examples. So how we can define factor theorem? We will write that if px is a polynomial, px is a polynomial of degree greater than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to 1, greater than or equal to 1, and a is any real number, and a is any real number. Okay, then by two methods we can represent this factor theorem. What? That x minus a is factor of px if pa is equal to 0, if pa is equal to 0. And another one is what? pa is equal to 0 if x minus a is factor of px, It means, as I have told you earlier, that we can represent the factor theorem in the two manners. If the polynomial px is divided by x minus a and the remainder pa is coming 0, then x minus a will be what? It will be the factor of px. And conversely we can say that if x minus a is the factor, then pa will be what? 0. In the same manner we have written here that if x minus a is factor of px, x minus a is factor of px. If pa is equal to 0, it means if the remainder is coming 0, then the divisor will be the factor of dividend. Okay? And in the second one what we have written, that if x minus a is factor of px, means if it is already told that the divisor is factor of dividend, then we will say the remainder will come what? 0. The remainder will come 0. Okay? So first of all note it down, and then then we will discuss about some examples. So one question I have written on the basis of factor theorem, that examine whether the x plus 2 is factor of x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus 6. Okay, so we have to check whether it is the factor of or not. Okay, so we will do the same procedure as we do in the finding remainder, okay, by applying remainder theorem. Here the divisor is what? X plus 2, okay. So let Px is equal to x cube plus 3x square plus 5x plus 6, and gx is equal to, the divisor gx is equal to x plus 2. So how do we find the remainder theorem? What we write that when gx is equal to 0. So when gx is equal to 0, it means x. When gx is equal to 0, it means x plus 2 is equal to 0, and hence we can say that the value of x is what? Minus 2. Okay, the value of x, what we are getting? Minus 2. And how we will find the remainder? We will put this value x in the polynomial px. Means what we will find? We will find p of minus 2. Okay, so wherever there is x, we will put minus 2, and let's see what remainder is coming. So it will be minus 2 cube plus 3 into minus 2 square plus 5 into minus 2 and plus 6. So hence we will get minus 8. Minus 2 square is 4, 4 3s are 12, 5 2s are minus 10, and here plus 6. So it will be 12 plus 6 plus 18, minus 10 minus 8 minus 18, and hence it is coming what? 0. So as you can see that at x is equal to minus 2, this p minus 2 is coming 0. So if p minus 2 is equal to 0, then this will imply that x plus 2 is factor of what? Factor of px. Okay, so hence we have checked it and we have found that x plus 2 is factor of px. How we can say that it is factor? Because the value of x as minus 2, at that value the px becomes 0, and if the remainder is coming 0, it means the divisor will be the factor of dividend. Okay, so now you can note down it. Now we are going to discuss the exercise 2.4. okay, and in that exercise we will use different methods of factorization, like splitting the middle term by taking common, okay, using factor theorem, and factorization by using division of polynomial also. Okay, so all these methods we will discuss while solving the questions of exercise 2.4. So let us start the exercise 2.4. Okay, so the first question is determine which of the following polynomial. The first question is determine which of the following polynomial has x plus 1 as a factor. Okay, you need to check that x plus 1 is the factor. Suppose it is gx. Okay, so it is the factor of which of the polynomial? Total 4 polynomials are given. Okay, so we will discuss one or two polynomials and rest part we will do by yourself. Okay, so suppose I am discussing the second part. The second part of this question. Question number 1, second part. In this part, the polynomial given is x to the power 4 plus x cube plus x square plus x plus 1. Okay, so let us check that x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial or not. So what we will do, we will write that when gx is equal to 0, then x plus 1 is equal to 0, and hence we will get the value of x as what? As minus 1. Then in the polynomial, when we put the value, it will be p of minus 1 we need to find. So it will be minus 1 to the power 4 plus minus 1 to the power 3 plus minus 1 to the power 2 plus minus 1 and plus 1. Okay, so what it will be? Minus 1 to the power 4, it means even number, so it will give the positive result. Minus 1 to the power 3 means negative number, so it will give the negative result. Minus 1 square, that will be positive. Minus 1 plus 1. So what the answer is coming? Minus 1 plus 1 will be cancelled out. Minus 1 plus 1 will be cancelled out. 1 is coming. So if 1 is coming, it means that this is implying that p of minus 1 is not equal to 0. And if it is not equal to 0, then we can say that x plus 1, okay, x plus 1 is not the factor of what? Px. Okay, not the factor of px. In the same manner, you can solve the rest of the parts also. Okay, only you have to have, in every polynomial you have to put the value of x as minus 1, and then you will check that the value of the polynomial is coming 0 or not. Okay, by putting this value, the value of the polynomial is coming 0 or not, it is what? It is basically the remainder. So if the remainder is coming 0, then only this x plus 1 will be the factor of the given px, otherwise it will not be. Okay, now the second question, coming to the second question. In the second question is what? Use the factor theorem to determine whether gx is a factor of px in each of the following cases or not. Okay, means again we have to do the same thing. Let us discuss one question of this. Like suppose third part we are discussing. In the third part it is given that the polynomial px is equal to x to the power 3 minus 4x square plus x plus 6, and gx is given x minus 3. Gx is given x minus 3. So we need to check that x minus 3, that is gx, is the factor of px or not. So how we will find it? So we will write that when gx is equal to 0, so it means x minus 3 is equal to 0. So x will be what? X will be 3. Okay, then p of 3 will be what? P of 3 means wherever there is x, you need to put the value 3. So it will be 3 cube minus 4 into 3 square plus 3 and plus 6. So it will be 3 cube is what? 3 cube is 27 minus 3 square 9, 9 4s are 36, then 3 plus 6. 6 3 9, 9 plus 27 36. So 36 minus 36, it is coming what? It is coming 0. So if it is coming 0, it means what we will write, that P3 is equal to 0. So this will imply, so P3 is equal to 0. This will imply that x minus 3 is factor of what? Factor of px. Okay, x minus 3 is what? It is the factor of px. This we can write because the value is getting equal to 0. The remainder is getting equal to 0. Now pause the video and note it down. The next question, question number 3 is what? That find the value of k if x minus 1 is factor of each of the following cases. Okay, means it is given that x minus 1 is the factor, and then in that case you need to find the value of k. Okay, so x minus 1 is factor, it is given. Okay, and we need to find the value of k. So if x minus 1, let x minus 1 is what? It is gx, the divisor, and the polynomials, total 4 parts are there in this question. Okay, so let us do the first part, and the first part is what? Px is equal to x square plus x plus k. Okay, so if x minus 1 is factor, it is already given that if x minus 1 is factor, it means that gx is equal to 0. When gx is equal to 0, the value of, firstly you will find the value of x. Okay, so when gx is equal to 0, it means x minus 1 is equal to 0, it means x is equal to 1. Okay, so the value of x is coming 1. Now if it is given that x minus 1 is factor, so since x minus 1 is factor of px, so this should imply that PA, okay, means P of what? यहाँ पे the value of x is what? 1. Okay, so what we will write that P1 should be equal to 0. As we have studied in the definition of factor theorem, that if x minus a is the factor of px, then PA should be equal to 0. So P1 will be what? Wherever there is x, you will put 1. It will be 1 square plus 1 plus k. It should be equal to 0. And in that manner, in this equation, only one variable is there, that is k, and we can find the value of that. 1 square will be 1 plus 1, that will be 2. So the value of k will be what? 1 plus 1, 2. That will be shifted in the right hand side, and hence the value of k is coming what? Minus 2. Okay, in the same manner, let us see one more part. Okay, the fourth part. In the fourth part, px is given 2x square plus, in the fourth part it is given that kx square minus 3x plus k. This is the fourth part of this question. So in the same manner, you can say that if x minus 1 is the factor of px, so p of 1 should equal to 0. And here again the value of x will be 1. So what you will write here, that p of 1 should be equal to 0. P of 1 should be equal to 0. So wherever there is x, you will put 1. So it will be k into 1 square minus 3 into 1 plus k is equal to 0. So what it will be? K into 1, only k plus k, 2k. Okay, it will be 2k is equal to minus 3 will be shifted, then it will be plus 3. So what value of k you are getting? The value of k you will get what? K is equal to, this 2 will shift, then it will be k is equal to 3 upon 2. Okay, so this is the value of k for this one. Now you can pause the video and note it down. So in this manner we can solve the questions related to factor theorem. And of exercise 2.4 we have solved till question number 3. Rest of the questions, that is question number 4 and question number 5, that are based upon the factorization, the methods of factorization, and that we'll see in the next part. Okay. Okay, till then solve all the questions, examples till exercise 2.4 question number 3. Okay, so this is all for today. Thank you class.